Hello and welcome you all to this video. Myself Prashant Prajapati, and in this video we are going to see the demonstration of curing tank temperature controller. Basically, people do not understand the meaning of the curing tank temperature controller. People think that curing tank temperature control itself will control the temperature of the water. But no, this is not like that. To control the heater or the chiller, the curing tank temperature controller is required. Only using this curing tank temperature controller, you cannot maintain the temperature of the water at 27 plus minus 2. You would require a heater which will heat the water's temperature, and you would require a chiller which will chill the water's temperature. So this is just a curing tank temperature controller. This will control your heater or chiller. How it will control basically? So see, here it is a temperature sensor, you can see, which is connected to this device called as curing tank temperature controller. And what will happen when the temperature of your water will go about 29 degrees Celsius, this system has a facility that it can control these supplies. So basically these are the supplies where you will be connecting your either the heater or the chiller. So whenever your temperature will be going about 29 degrees Celsius, that will be sensed using this temperature sensor, and the supply will be immediately cut it off if the temperature goes about 29 degrees Celsius. And if the temperature is going below 25 degrees Celsius, your heater will be immediately switched on. So that's how this curing tank temperature controller works in the case of heater. But when you want to use this curing tank temperature controller with chiller, that time it will work exactly opposite. That time what you will do is, that time you will remove the heater and you will connect the chiller with the system, right? And at that time the same temperature sensor will be sensing the temperature of the water. If the temperature goes above 29 degrees Celsius, chiller will be on. If the temperature goes below 29 degrees or 25 degrees Celsius, the chiller will be off. So till now we understand that how curing tank temperature controller works and what is curing tank temperature controller. But before purchasing the curing tank temperature controllers, now we will understand that which are the parameters which we need to take care. Like the very first parameter is, what is the power supply which is available to you? Either you have three-phase supply available in your laboratory or at your site, or you have a single phase supply available at your laboratory or your site. So these two things we need to take care first of all. Second thing, the tank size, the tank capacity. If larger the tank size, you will higher will be the volume of the tank. So you will have to maintain the 27 plus minus 2. That temperature need to be maintained for the higher volume. So that time the heater capacity will be increased. So this thing. So first which I said the power supply, second I said tank size, and third thing which I think that if suppose you have three tanks, 1, 2, 3. So if all the three tanks are connected together or not connected, one thing. Second thing, whether all the tanks are at different location. One tank is at site 1, second tank is site 2, third tank is site 3, and the distance between all these three tanks is around 10 meters, 20 meters, 50 meter or 100 meter. So all these parameters we need to take care. So do not worry about all these points. In this video I'm going to explain everything very crisp and very understandable, by which you can take a decision that which type of curing tank temperature controller you need to buy. So suppose mostly if you'll see in the laboratories or in the site, three-phase supplies are available. So always prefer to go by three-phase supply, because when you mostly if you see the tank sizes are high, at least 2000 liter capacity is there. So for the 2000 liter capacity, at least you will have to go for 2 kilowatt heater. So whenever you will connect a 2 kilowatt heater, that will draw around 8 to 10 amperes of current. 8 to 10 amperes of current is very high. So to minimize the value of the current, people go for the three-phase supply. In three-phase supply, what happens? In three-phase supply, you can see that your load is being divided. So if you'll go for the three-phase supply, so we have now three phases: one phase, two phase, three phase. So what we will do is, like here in this system, you can see there is two socket, one socket, two socket, and three socket, right? So here what I'm doing is, my heater will be single phase, but since my supply, this supply is coming three phase, right? What I'm doing is, I'm dividing that One phase I am giving to this socket, second phase I am giving to this socket, third phase I am giving to this socket. Now what you can do, with a single controller you can apply 3 heaters of 2 kilowatt each. Alright. So that's how, with a 3-phase supply, if your controller is capable, or your controller is taking the input of 3-phase supply, always go for that type of controller. But if your place, like your laboratory or the site, do not have 3-phase supply, you can go for the single phase controller. We also manufacture the single phase controller, right? So now if you are very if you have 3-phase supply, now you are confused, now we have to go for single phase or 3-phase, always go for the 3-phase supply, right? Now depending upon the tank capacity, you can decide the type of heater which you need to buy. Basically this controller is suitable for single phase heater also and 3-phase heater also. Means if you are buying this particular controller, this is compatible with 3-phase heater and single phase heater. Now coming to the heater point, which heater you need to buy, 3-phase heater or single phase heater? Always try to go with the 3-phase heater. So till now we understand which type of controller we should buy and which type of heater we should buy. Now we will decide that how many heaters which we should buy. So basically understand that for that there is a formula based on the water capacity, means based on the water quantity, and based on the lowest temperature of your city, and based on the connection, if your all the tanks are connected or not connected. Based on all these three, we have written a formula on our website www.vedantrik.com. So you can visit our website. On that we have given a very clear cut formula by which you can find out that how many number of heaters you can buy. But for a thumb rule, I will explain that we provide a 4 kilowatt 3-phase heater. So 4 kilowatt 3-phase heater is very much capable to maintain the temperature of 27 plus minus 2 for at least 3000 liter capacity tank. We will give only one heater of 4 kilowatt capacity, and that is more than enough to maintain the 27 plus minus 2 degrees Celsius of temperature in the tank of capacity 3000 liters. So suppose if you have 6000 liters capacity of the tank, you can go for 2 heaters of 4 kilowatt each, that means 8 kilowatt. Like that you can increase the quantity of the heaters, but understand that maximum number of heater is 4 you can connect with this controller. Because if you increase more heaters, the current capacity or the current will increase. So that's why we have to, by taking care of the controller, we can connect only 4 heaters of 4 kilowatt each with this controller. Now if you are connecting 3-phase heater, so where to connect, and if you are connecting single phase heater, so where to connect. So basically this is compatible, as I said, this is compatible for single phase heater and 3-phase heater both. So if you are buying single phase heater, you can connect single phase heater on this socket. So one heater you can connect on this socket, other heater you can connect on this socket, and third heater you can connect on this socket if you are buying a single phase heater. But suppose if you are buying our 3-phase heater, so for 3-phase heater there is a gland given over here. So from that gland this type of connector will coming out, and your heater will be having 5 core wire, and this you can see this is high voltage or the high current socket. It is also 5 core. So your 5 core heater will have already this kind of male connector. So you can directly connect that 3-phase heater which will be connected here. So that 3-phase heater you can directly connect here by simply male female connection, right? So this is one over here. So you can, I'll show you later in the later part of the video, there are 4 glands over here. So this type of 4 connectors will be coming out when you'll buy this type of controller which has both facility, 3-phase and single phase. Now suppose if you are already connecting 3-phase heaters, you are already buying 4 heaters of 3-phase and capacity of 4 kilowatt each. So you understand that this much of heater means 4 multiplied by 4, it is almost 16 kilowatt heater. So 16 kilowatt heater is very much capable to easily maintain the temperature of 27 plus minus 2 up to 15,000 liters of water, right? Provided all the tanks are connected with each other. Suppose if all the tanks are not connected with each other, then what we will do? What we can do is, one heater can be kept at one tank, other heater can be kept in the second tank, third heater can be kept in the, so individually you can keep the heaters in individual tanks. Now the question arises, since there is only one sensor, so sensor will be in any one of the tank. We do not have 4 sensors because this is not having independent control. If the temperature will be sensed by this sensor, if the temperature is going 29 degrees Celsius above, all the heaters will be cut off simultaneously because it has only one input of the sensing element. If you want independent control of all the tanks, you will have to buy 4 different controllers. But do not worry for 4 controllers, because I'll give you a very basic idea. Suppose if you have kept all the 4 heaters in 4 individual tanks and all the tanks are not connected, so what will happen? You can keep this sensor in any of the tank, right? And what will happen is all the tanks are of same size and all the tanks are in the same city, so all the tanks have the same temperature, lower temperature. So whenever one tank will achieve the 27 plus minus 2, simultaneously other 3 will also achieve 27 plus minus 2. So if any of the tank achieves 27 plus minus 2 or any of the tank goes above 29 degrees Celsius, heater can be cut it off. So you can just have a assumption that one tank is going above 29, so other will also go, because since all the heaters of same capacity, all the tanks are having same water volume and all are in the same city, so all tanks have the same lowest temperature, so all will achieve 29 degrees Celsius simultaneously. So that's how with a single controller also you can control your 4 tanks by putting this temperature sensor in any of the tank. Now you might have a doubt, suppose my tank sizes are different. I have one big tank, then I have one smaller tank, then other is smaller than the second one. If you have like that kind of tanks, so then where to put this type of sensor? So that time I would suggest always try to put this sensor on the biggest tank, right? Suppose if you'll keep this sensor in the biggest tank, so by the time your biggest tank will reach to 27 degrees Celsius, all the smaller tanks will already reach to 27 degrees Celsius. Still you are in the range 27 plus minus 2, right? So that's why I suggest that you can put this temperature sensor in the biggest tank, so that others will reach to 27. By the time it will reach to I said something differently. By the time your bigger tank will reach to 27 degrees Celsius, other tanks will reach to 29 degrees Celsius. Still, all the tanks are within the range of 27 plus minus 2. Now, if all the tanks are connected together, so you will not have to worry that where to put the sensor, because all the tanks are connected and waters are circulating. So all the waters, all the heater all the heaters which heat is giving, that is being transferred to all the tanks. So in the connected case, you will not have to worry for such situations. Now coming to the point of the chiller. Suppose if now you are into the you are not into the winter season, now you are into the summer season, so that time you would require chiller. So chiller, basically most of the chillers you will see on the working on the single phase supply, or you will also require a pump for the circulation. So since you are using this 3-phase supply or connector, so your 3 sockets are now free, and these 3 sockets are for the single phase supply, these 3 sockets are for the 3-phase supply. So what you can do is you can use these 3 sockets for either pump or either for the chiller. Suppose if you do not want to circulate the water, so your all the 3 sockets are available for the chiller. The same way, the how you connected the heater with all the tanks, in the same way you can connect a chiller in all these 3 sockets, and the chiller can be the water of the chiller can be circulated with this particular tank. So that's how, using this single curing tank temperature controller, this model, you can also use single phase heater, you can also use 3-phase heater, you can also run your single phase pump for the water circulation, you can also connect the single phase chiller to all this single phase chiller to all this socket. So that's how your single controller is capable of doing all the operations. So let's see the connection quickly. Here you can see it is connected to main supply 3-phase, right? Now it is coming to here. We can see here temperature is set to 27 degrees Celsius. Now the actual temperature is 29 degrees Celsius. So the moment your temperature will increase. Now see, here we have hot water, here we have cold water. So sensor we are keeping to this hot water. The moment I'll keep this sensor to hot water, so the temperature will increase here. So you can see that your this lights will be off. So the moment I'll keep this sensor into the cold water, the temperature will decrease below 25 degrees Celsius. Then this heaters will be bulb will be on. So in place of bulb we will connect the heater. So like that we'll see. Now first see, here the temperature is 28. Now this is the cold water, so I'm keeping this sensor into the cold water. So we'll wait for some time and we'll see that your temperature will decrease to 25 degrees Celsius. So we'll wait for the temperature to decrease. Till now I'll show you how the system will look like closely. Here you can see. And same way, the way I have connected the bulb, in the same way you have to connect the heaters. So it is very easy to connect. Heaters you will connect here. If it is a single phase, if it is a 3-phase, you can connect here. So basically a 3-phase connector will be like that. That will be coming out like this, and you can connect the heater. So now we can see that lights are on. Here the temperature is 24.8. So that means now temperature is below 25 degrees Celsius. That's why the heaters are now on. Okay, I mean to say the bulb is now on. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'll remove this sensor from the cold water. I'll put it into the hot water. So this is hot water. Now the temperature will increase. You can see here. And yeah, now the temperature is about 27. We have set the temperature as 27. Means if the temperature goes about 27 degrees Celsius, then heater must be off. Why we have set to 27? Because it will save power. Why we require to go till 29? Better the range as per the IS or the standards, the range is 27 degrees Celsius plus minus 2. So why to increase the temperature till 29 degrees Celsius? Let's cut off the heater at 27 only, na. So even if you want to change these settings, you can change it from here, right? So here we can see that how to change the setting. If suppose if you want to change this set value, so you'll have to press on the set button. So it will blink. If you want to increase the temperature, set temperature, so you just press up button. Like suppose you have set it at 28. Now press set button. Now it has set to now your set value is 28. Previously it was 27. So like that you can increase to 29 also. So, but note that whatever temperature you are setting, suppose if you are setting at 27 degrees Celsius, so it will cut off at 25 degrees Celsius. Suppose if you are setting it as 29, so it will cut off at 25 degrees Celsius. So always keep this set value as 27, because as per the code, the set value should be always 27 plus minus 2. So that's why always keep this set value to 27. Now if you want to change that set value, then you'll have to just press that 27 and just decrease this value. So once you will decrease this value, so you can see that by pressing the down button, the values are decreasing, then set. So that has been, this is completely set. Now we saw that how to change this setting. Suppose now if you have to change the setting to chiller, so what you have to do is press the set button for longer time. So once you press this button for longer time, here you see H. So this is for heater setting. Now if I want to keep it for the chiller, press down button. Now it is C for chiller setting. Set. Now you can that's how you can change the setting for the chiller. So now it is showing that set value is 20 degrees Celsius. So or 27 degrees Celsius. So I want to change the set value. So by pressing this set button, you can increase or decrease. But now in the chiller part, it will work exactly opposite to the heater. So that's how we can change the setting of this heater of the chiller. Now again I am putting it to the heater because I want to use it as a heater. So now it is on the heater part. So that's how your this controller works. If you want to change the settings, after doing all this, just leave this. It will become normal. Now I'll show that how the heater will look like. So here you can see that how the heater looks like. It is directly potted and the cable is here, the socket is here. You can directly connect it the way we have connected the bulbs. So you can connect this here.